Yo, what is up, y'all? Welcome back to the AC Sports Talk Show, the coolest talk show around. This is my dad, Adam, and I'm Cameron. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about the injuries from last week in Week 11 and our results from our predictions last week. And we're also going to be talking about what we think will happen this week.
Absolutely.
All right, so let's get started with this. What's the first game we've got?
Well, last week I went 8-6. You went 11-3. So I got some games I have to make up to catch up. But the plus side is we were both winners. So with that, let's see if we can do better this week.
Yeah.
So up first we have the Packers and the Lions.
Yeah.
And there's some injuries in that game. What's your predictions and thoughts on this game?
Yeah. I feel like, you got two rivalries going at it on Thanksgiving. First game we see Thanksgiving, it'll be playing in Detroit. The Lions have two great running backs, rookie Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery, who just came out of Chicago. But yeah, the Lions have a stacked team. Good quarterbacks, good wide receivers, everything that a team to have a good winning record needs this year. And the Packers, we've seen their ups and downs. The Packers coming off of a 23-20 win last week against the Chargers, and hopefully we get to see, if you're a Packers fan, that team play good like they did last week against Justin Herbert and that very talented offense. But yeah, I'm just gonna have to say that the Packers are gonna make the upset here in Detroit with a 21-17 win over the Lions, man. What you think's gonna happen?
Well, I'm hoping I'm gonna make a game up on you. I'm gonna take the Lions in this game. Aaron Jones, he's possibly going to be out. A.J. Dillon, whether or not he plays or not, we don't know yet. He's got a groin injury. I believe he's going to play. The Lions, everybody on their team is healthy. I look for Laporta to have a good game. I look for Amon St. Brown to have a good game. And both the running backs, Montgomery and Gibbs, playing at home's always an advantage, and I'm taking home team in this one. I'm going to take the Lions and win this game 28-20.
All right, I could see that possibility. What's the game we got next?
The Cowboys and the Commanders.
Yeah, man. The Commanders coming off of a surprising loss last week to the Giants, 31-19. But me and you both got this prediction right last week, saying that the Cowboys were going to easily get by the Panthers, and they really did, only holding the Panthers at 10 points. But yeah, the Commanders, Sam Howell is top 3 in passing yards right now, which is really, really good. And it's just been really good for both teams actually this year. Surprisingly, especially for Washington, they might not have the winning record, but we've seen what they can do this year. And I hope that CeeDee Lamb and them can have a good game this week. And with that being said, I'm going to have to say that the Dallas is going to take this one home with a 31-24 win.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Dallas and the Dallas D is just going to be too much for these Commanders. Robinson has been doing really well this year for Washington, running the ball. Sam Howell just exploded on the scene. Nobody, I don't think, expected him to be what he's been doing this year and producing. Terry McLaurin is having a good year. But still, you're playing at the Cowboys, that defense, Parsons. I just don't see the Commanders able to pull this out. I've got the Cowboys winning 30-17.
30-17.
Yeah, I think Dak and the rest of the guys are just going to be too much. Dak, CD, Ferguson. So I'm looking for the Cowboys just to run away.
Yeah, next up we've got the 49ers and the Seahawks, man, Seattle. Thought they were good, but we've seen them get really beat bad, especially by the Ravens. I mean, that was sorry if you're a Seattle fan, but that was just a horrific game to watch for Seattle fans.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, and they are stacked. Don't get me wrong. I mean, Geno Smith, he was amazing last year, and he's doing really good this year too. And Kenneth Walker's up there, DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett. I mean, this whole team is really, really good, and then their cornerbacks is good. It's just surprising to see them only beat like bad teams and just get swooped by the good teams.
Yeah.
But 49ers is also stacked with Christian McCaffrey, Brock Purdy, Deebo Samuel, and Chase Young. Man, he's been a big part of being added to this defense. And
Absolutely.
I'm going to say this with confidence. I'm going to say 31-14 49ers.
I'm going to follow your lead on this one. I like the 49ers also. The Seattle with Walker having his injury, his oblique. Don't know if he's going to play this week. He's still up in the air. Probably going to come down to a game time decision. I'm not really expecting him to play. And he's having a great year. 49ers defense is just too tough. I don't see anybody being able to stop him. Brandon Ayuk, Debo, Kittle's coming on, Christian McCaffrey. I think he scored in every single game this year, but maybe two. I've got the 49ers with this game here, 27-20.
All right, man. Next up, we've got the first ever Black Friday game. And you don't really see these games a lot being played on a Friday night. So it'll be really, really good, man. Got the Dolphins at New York taking on the Jets. And I mean, you can already tell we're Dolphins fans. All this stuff is on us, hats. He's got a jersey. I've got a shirt. But yeah, Tyreek Hill and Tua expecting to have an explosive game here in New York. I expect to be high scoring from this Miami team. Zach Wilson, he might be benched. I've been hearing some stuff like that. But yeah, I'm going to say that hopefully Jalen Ramsey has another good game with 2 interceptions like he did last game. And I'm going to say the Dolphins are going to take this one home 34-17.
Again, I'm going to follow you. I like the Dolphins in this game. Quarterback change looks like it's happening with the Jets. I think the Dolphins defense is going to enjoy that. I don't think it's going to be as high scoring game. The Jets defense is really legit.
Yeah.
They're going to either take Waddle or Tyreek out of the picture, and we're going to have to run the ball with Mostert. I don't know about A-Chain in his knee injury, if we're going to hold him out. This is definitely a Black Friday game. It's not a discount game. We're going to have a good game. But I don't see the Jets being able to put up the numbers the Dolphins are going to put up. With that being said, I'm taking the Dolphins again, and I've got the Dolphins winning this game 30-20.
30-20. All right, man. Next up, Steelers and the Bengals. Bengals, man. Feel bad if you're a Bengals fans too, man. I mean, came into this season, everybody thinking it's going to be really good, and just started off 0-3. I mean, that's not the Bengals we've seen after Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and all them good players came there. And if you don't know, but now you do, Joe Burrow, he's out for the season with a torn ligament in his hand. I mean, I've seen a video of him trying to throw a football. He could not even throw the football like 5 yards. So, with this, I feel like the Steelers, this is their opportunity to start getting them wins. Both teams coming off of a lose. The Steelers barely lost. The Ravens, they did put a really good scoring on this defense for the Bengals. And yeah, I'm going to say that Steelers are going to take this one home with a 35-20 win here in Cincinnati.
I'm not sure where I'm going to pick up any more games at. I like the Steelers winning this game also. Even though I'm hearing rumors of maybe them doing some quarterback changing in the Steelers with Kenny Pickett. We all know Joe Burrow's definitely out for the rest of the year. So they're going to have a definite quarterback change there. T. Higgins still nursing a hamstring injury. Not sure whether he's going to come back or not. To me, regardless, if he comes back this week or next week, him or Chase won't put up the same numbers with Burrow out. The Steelers' defense in this game, I think, is going to be the key to the Steelers pulling this win off. I look for the Steelers to try and run the ball, and I look for them to pull this game out over the Bengals. In this game, I have the game at 20-17, Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Next up we got the Jaguars and the Texans, man. Both up there trying to get that number one spot where they are right now, man. Jaguars. Dang. Okay. If you're a Jaguars fan, you're definitely gonna remember that beating the 49ers gave y'all. For me personally, that was the game I wanted to see coming in. Was the Jaguars and the 49ers because they're very high talented. But yeah, the Texans, man, Tank Dell, Nico Collins, Devin Singletary is, wow, like he got over 100 yards in like the past 2 games that he's actually like really started since Damian Pierce has been out with his injury. And CJ Stroud and Tank Dell, I feel like that'd be the connection we've got here coming in this game. Hopefully Christian Kirk can get maybe 1 or 2 touchdowns for my sake. I really need to win this game. But yeah, I'm going to have to say that the Texans are going to take this one home on a 31-27. I mean, they are home. So yeah, I feel like that'd be a little help for them as they're home. So 31-27.
Well, maybe this will be the game I can make up on you. Jaguars and the Texans. Texans are hot. Nico Collins is back. Singletary's been ripping it up. CJ Stroud, he's going to go to a Pro Bowl. There's no doubt about it.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Noah, is he back this week?
I think he is because I've been hearing a little bit stuff about him coming back. But he is questionable still to come back. So yeah.
So yeah, he comes back. He got a 3-headed monster, not to mention with Schultz.
Nico Collins.
So it really looks like the Texans are set up for future years to come with the talent that they have.
If they keep it.
The Jaguars, Ridley had a really good game last week. I predicted he'd have a really good game last week.
Oh, yeah.
I'm hoping him and Kirk have a good game this week, and especially ETN for my fantasy sake. With that being said, I'm taking the Jaguars to win this divisional game. That it's a must-win pretty much for both of these teams for the division.
Yeah.
I'm taking the Jaguars 27, Texans 24.
Yeah. Next up, Buccaneers and the Colts, man. Buccaneers, they started on the opposite side as the Bengals did, coming out 3-0. Hopefully that maybe next year they'll have a better year. I thought they'd really be up there for the top one in the NFC, but it really hasn't shown. The Colts, I know they've missed Jonathan Taylor for a couple of weeks, but he's came back, and it still really hasn't changed that he's back. They did beat the Patriots one time. It was a very close game. I thought the Patriots going to win, and then I thought the Colts were going to win. It was a back-and-forth game, not really high scoring, but I feel like this will be a really, really close game here in Indianapolis, and I feel like it'll be a 1-point game, 28-27 here. Colts win.
Okay. Well, in this game, to me, it's a toss-up. The Colts backup quarterback, Gardner Minshew. The Bucs with Baker Mayfield hasn't really played well. At least as far as I thought that he would do, having Godwin and Evans.
Two high talented wide receivers.
I know the Colts are missing Richardson. They're still able to get Pittman involved. Pittman's numbers haven't really looked that bad, even with Minshew at the quarterback. position. But I just think, in my personal opinion, the Colts defense will step up, will cause issues for the Bucks, and I've got the Colts winning this game, 23-20.
23-20. Packers and Chargers score from last week. Next up, Falcons and Saints. Another game, two division rivals. Yeah, it's really been up and down for the Falcons. Bijan Robinson, he started off really good. People thinking that he'll be the game changer for this team right here to bring him up, start racking up these wins. But man, once he stopped and just started going down, and it's really been down too for the whole Falcons team. Same thing with the Saints, man. I mean, Michael Thomas, Chris Olave, you've got two star wide receivers. Derek Carr needs to throw the ball a little bit more, but yeah, Alvin Kamara is a good running back for the Saints. Kyle Pitts, great tight end for the Falcons. Drake London. I just feel like this would be also another close game. I say it's going to be a 7-point game, 31-24 here, with the Falcons taking this one home.
All right. Well, this might be the other game I need to make up and win to get even. I like the Saints in this game over the Falcons. The Falcons' defense has been pretty tough this year. But with Michael Thomas out on IR, I look for Olave to step up. I'm looking at Taysom Hill to be used a little more. I think he's actually going to be the difference in this game. I think they're going to stop Alvin Kamara from doing what he normally does every game with that Falcons D. But I don't think the Falcons' offensive power will be enough to prevail in this game.
Yeah.
I've got a 1-point game. I've got the Saints 24. I've got the Falcons 23. 2-minute drive wins the game.
Yeah. Patriots and the Giants. I mean, Giants coming off, like we said earlier, very surprising win over this Washington team, 31-19. If you do sports betting, I'm pretty sure if you was betting on the Washington game, a whole bunch of people would have probably said Washington would take this home against this Giants team.
Yeah, especially with a backup quarterback in.
I know, and he played great.
He did have a good game.
Saquon Barkley, he got 2 receiving touchdowns. The backup quarterback, he got 3 touchdowns. Yeah, he got over 200 yards in passing, which is really, really good for a backup, especially against Washington that's been doing really good. But, yeah, hopefully we see it again coming in this game. And the Patriots, Mac Jones, I've been hearing a lot about him starting to get benched too. So, 2 good quarterbacks that were good in college, just not good in the NFL. And I'm going to say that the Patriots are going to take a L here. I'm going to say 34-31 Giants win.
All right. Well, hopefully I'll grab one more game on you here. The Giants, Tony DeVito last week, 18-26, 3 touchdowns, 246 yards. Barkley had 2 touchdowns, receiving 83 yards, rushing. He's really been putting up numbers really well the last month. But the Patriots, even with all their issues, I really feel they're going to pull this game out. I feel that they're going to run the ball, they're going to use Zeke, and they're going to use Stevenson. And they're going to wear this Giants D down, which isn't that good anyway. And I have, on this game, I have the Patriots winning 24 and the Giants 20.
All right. I could see a lot of what you're saying happening. Well, mostly because we've both been picking a lot of the same games. But, yeah. But next up, we've got the Panthers and the Titans. I got a question for you about this game. Do you still think Derrick Henry is still the king in rushing?
I think this week he will be.
I mean, yeah.
Going up against this Panthers defense, I expect him to have a good week this week.
Yeah, the Panthers, they really suck at stopping the run game against many teams. The Panthers, not really much to say about them. Just like I said, it'd be quick for me on this one to say that this time I'm going to say the Titans are going to take this one with a 17-14 win. Hopefully, King Henry can get some touchdowns and a lot of yards for me.
I like the Titans in this game also. I look for the difference in this game to be the running game of the Titans against the run defense of the Panthers. I did see Sanders look like he had a little more usage last week. So I'm interested to see in how the Panthers will use him going forward. He hasn't really been the running back that he was when he was with Philadelphia last year. So I'm interested to see if he'll get back to that caliber of play. Again, I'm liking Henry in the run game for the Titans against the Panthers defense in this game. And I've got the Titans 24 and the Panthers 17.
All right. Rams and the Cardinals. Man, I trusted my gut last week. A lot of people, again, sports betting. If you was to go for the Rams game last week against Seattle, a lot of people probably would have said Seattle. But look, this is why I'm saying the Seattle, they just don't seem like the team that they should be playing as a losing to the Rams. But I had trusted my gut last week and said that the Rams would get the upset. And now, look, I'm right. They got the upset. And this week, I don't see nothing different for last week. I still think that they're going to get 2 wins in a row here against Arizona. I mean, it's just not a lot to talk about Arizona except for the tight end who killed me when I played him and who killed me when the dude was playing him in fantasy about 1 week, like 2 weeks ago, and it just sucked for me. But not really much to say about the Cardinals here. The Rams are just going to take this one home 31-17.
Yeah, the Cardinals and Murray's looked good since he's come back. I don't feel like he's really looked like he's lost too much of anything. So that's a plus for them. On the other side, their defense is just not up to par.
Yeah.
The Rams, they are a more talented team. I'm interested to see if Cooper Kupp's going to play. I hear he does have a chance. So we'll see where that leads. I think the Rams are going to take this game. I've got the Rams 24 and the Cardinals 21. And I look for Matt Stafford to have a good game.
Yeah, oh man. And the rookie coming in too for the Rams real quick. Let me just say something. Puka Nacua, he's been really good for this team. Surprising to see them have barely any wins. But we got the Browns and the Broncos, and man, the Broncos looked like they were over in week 3 against the Miami Dolphins. 70-20 was just devastating, especially for my uncle, which is his brother, because he's a big Broncos fan. And man, I know he didn't like watching that game. But yeah, the Browns with the new quarterback, the rookie coming in out of UCLA, I hope that maybe he has another good game. I like to see rookies play really good, especially backups. Maybe they could get spots next year. I think the Broncos, they're becoming a top talent team again like they did when they had Peyton Manning on their team. And yeah, I'm just going to say that the Broncos are going to take this one home 38-27.
All right, Broncos. So, speak of the Broncos, Russell Wilson, he's been cooking the last couple of weeks. Sean Payton seems like he's got the team turned around, especially after that horrific loss to the Dolphins. Letting the team score 70 on you. Sutton has the second most TD receptions in the NFL. Who saw that coming?
Not me.
I do think Thompson did really well last week, as quarterback for the Browns. I do think he's deserved a start going forward for the remainder of the season. However, with that being said, you come to Mile High and you just don't survive in that altitude. I like the Broncos winning this game 23-20.
All right, we got the Chiefs and the Raiders. Yeah, Chiefs coming off of a lose last week. So are the Raiders. I mean, you really would have thought the Raiders were going to lose last week going up against Miami, but I could see if you thought the Chiefs were going to win. I mean, they are home, but Travis Kelce fumbled the ball, didn't make catches. Yeah. And since it is be playing in Las Vegas where the Raiders play, I feel like they might have a chance, but not really. 41-31. Chiefs are going to take this home.
Yeah, I'm looking for the Chiefs to bounce back in this game. I know it seemed like Kelsey's been in a slump. He did have a touchdown catch last week. But still, with that being said, his numbers are not the Kelsey numbers that we're used to seeing in years past. The Raiders defense has been playing well. I look for the Raiders defense to put up a fight in this game, but I still see the Chiefs coming out on top. I've got the Chiefs rolling out 28-20.
Yeah, the Bills and the Eagles. Bills. Another team that we didn't expect to be doing that good this year. Especially their offense hasn't been really putting up numbers that we thought. But I do think their defense will be able to hold the Philadelphia Eagles here. I hopefully think that Stephon Diggs will have a good game, so will Josh Allen, but I just think it's not enough for this Eagles team. I'm going to say 28-14 Eagles.
Okay. Well, I mean, if there are not enough Pro Bowlers and stars in this game, just like last week with the Chiefs, oh my gosh, you're looking at 2 Pro Bowl quarterbacks. You got Pro Bowl receivers. I mean, there's Pro Bowlers all over this field in this game. I do think the Bills are going to have to get Gabe Davis involved. He had 0 passes thrown to him last week. Those numbers are unacceptable. I know the Bills still had a decent game, but still, you got to get more players involved. The Eagles' D has been rock solid. I think Hurts and Antonio Brown have a great game along with Swift. I've got the Eagles and their defense flying high in this game, 27-24.
All right, man. We've picked a lot of teams that we thought were both going to win, but we got the Ravens and the Chargers. I mean, it's just really not who we thought would be. We just didn't think that the Chargers would be playing this way this year. But the Ravens, I mean, they're the new number 1 right now in the AFC. As the Philadelphia takes down the Chiefs last week. Odell Beckham Jr., man, he's had some great games. You know, he got a big pass thrown to him last week for like 45 yards. I mean, that's just showing a trust between these two. But I'm going to say that the Ravens take this one home 28-17.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Ravens on this game also. The Chargers, Keenan Allen had an AC joint sprain in his shoulder. He's going to be a full go. The Ravens are going to be without Mark Andrews, looks like, for maybe the remainder of the season. Isaiah Likely is going to fill in for him. He did pretty decent last year. The Ravens and their defense, I just think it's going to be too much for the Chargers. Their defense can't keep up and stop the Ravens. And with Bosa out, so I'm taking the Ravens in this game. Give me the Ravens 30, Chargers 24.
All right, in our last game, Bears and the Vikings. Bears had Justin Fields, lost Justin Fields, had Justin Fields, and I mean, they haven't really won a game in a couple of weeks. They did lose to the Panthers, which was kind of crazy, but also at least the Panthers got to win this year. That's good for them. But yeah, Joshua Dobbs will take this one home. I'm going to say 21-17.
You got Jefferson. He's not coming back till he's 100%. That's just how it's going to be. Chandler looks like he might take over the new number 1 spot over Madison at running back. The Vikings and their defense playing at home. The Bears' offense is weak. I don't really see the Bears being able to win this game. I think it'll be close. I've got the Vikings 23. I've got the Bears 21.
And all right, that's it for us, man. Well, thanks for tuning in. If you didn't see our last episode, go check. And thank you for watching. We'll see you next week.